Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Zed. Today I'm going to be talking once more about NIO. Now this is an update to my long-term video updates on NIO. Make sure to drop a like to this video to help this channel grow, subscribe, and leave notifications on. I split this video into technical analysis and due diligence. Due diligence first, technical analysis second. Make sure if you would like to skip through that, you'll find it in the description below or in the comment that I pinned down. There's a Discord that we're on. It's completely free. If you'd like to join it and discuss more, comment, give me feedback, please feel free. Let's jump right into it. So, NIO. NIO here, this is one of the stocks that I'm very bullish about for quite a while now. Now, it has taken quite a beating this week, and I'm here to explain what I think about it as an update. It really functions under three main vehicles, the ES6, the ES8, and of course the EC6. Which is this one here. So some of the latest things that this one has been doing is the offering. So first they proposed a 60 million shares offering, and then they bounced up to 68 million. So that is quite interesting. You don't usually see that upsizing. So we already knew that there was 60 million shares of Class A that are going to be offered. And then what we end up getting is around 78,200,000 at a total of $3 billion at a price of $39 per share. And so you do expect that the price might actually drop a little because of that $39 per share. So we do expect there a drop. Now it is an ADS kind of offering, so it doesn't really expire in a day or two. It does take a bit of time. And so it's Advanced Driver Assistance System, etc. for American Depository Shares for ADSs. Continuing on, so we already know they're now offering more shares. They basically pulled up the very same thing even Tesla did. So I don't see why this would be very much off a massive shocker when bigger Teslas, and this one being aiming up to be a massive EV, is pulling the same play from the textbook play from Tesla. So the question is if this one would actually survive within that 30-day option to purchase up to additional 10.2 million shares of ADSs. So the total there is quite massive from our perspective. But moving on, what we get to see here is, let's say, their deliveries. Okay, their November deliveries are quite good. So 299 vehicles in November 2020, an increase of 110% year over year. So that is massive. Next thing we're looking at is NIO delivers 36,721 vehicles in 2020 total, increase of 111 year over year. That again is massive, and if you watch my previous videos, I did cover basically each quarter, and every time they do better than the one before, or at least that seems to be the trend, and so that is massive for myself. The next thing is the cumulative deliveries of ES8 and ES6 and EC6 as of November 30th finally reached 68,634. So moving on there, let's see if there's anything other than that. No. But I'm just going to read here quickly, right about here. The company's 5-seater, which is the ES6, high-performance premium smart electrical SUV, and 1518 EC6s, the company 5-seaters electric SUVs. NIO delivered around 36,000 vehicles in 2020 in total, and representing an increase of 111. So same thing we already know. We're going to move forward back to their total assets. I already covered this one, but I'll cover it again. Their current assets are a lot more. Your total current assets is around 26.3 billion, because this is 1,000 RMB, versus 4.9 billion. Total assets almost more than doubled over there, so that is amazing. Total liabilities remains to be around the same thing. Moving on. In terms of revenue, what we have here is around total revenue of 9.6 billion RMB compared to just short of 5 billion RMB. So all in all, looks good. Your gross loss / profit, this one here is actually positive. We're looking at 731 million RMB, which is around 107 million US dollars. Your net loss, however, is still 4 billion, so that's, you see why they need to do offerings and whatnot. But their balance sheet really reminds me of the same thing of Tesla, other than the government aids that they've received in the last quarter that basically put them a little bit ahead in terms of revenue. Now, before moving back over there, their market cap right now is around 59 billion, and let me zoom in here just a little. $59 billion, and with a net income of negative $1 billion. Now, let's go on towards analysis and see if they have anything here. No, they don't. Valuation for this one, these numbers are scary. Okay, 48.2 price over book compared to a market average of 3.8. Price over sale of 23.9 compared to 2.7. So, literally, the only thing this one is really driving on is intrinsic value. And that is where traders like me and you in retail come in and say, okay, I think this is going to be $100 next year worth. But the book itself hasn't gone there yet. And if we were to look, let's say, at industry peers, okay? Tesla here has around 578.2 billion. Now, that valuation compared to NIO of 559. So it's 10 times bigger than NIO. In comparison, their valuation here is equally as scary as NIO. Price over earnings is 1,159 compared to 27.2 on S&P 500. Price over book is 36.1 compared to 3.8. Price over sales is 22 over 2.7. Price over cash flow is 142 over 15.8. So it's not just NIO. It's that electrical EV bubble that is going insanely massive. And if you were to compare stuff like Toyota, for instance, 0.9 price over sale and 1 price over book, look at the industry averages. But NIO and Tesla are on the same track on price over sales. It's basically almost the exact same thing. Price over sale, 22 to 23.9, and price over book to be 36.1 compared to 48.1. They're very much on the same exact page. But that's an issue in general with the EV. So don't freak out. Don't sell yet. Next, let's move back to a bit more news there. So yeah, they had their offering around $39. People freaked out. It was at a 7% discount. The price plummeted down. We already know all that. Same thing, same information. Before moving on towards technical analysis, I got one thing to say. Amazing folks out there are watching my videos continuously, yet I only have 86.8% of people that watch my videos that haven't subscribed. So currently it's only 12.5% subscribed. So please help me at least reach 20% by next month. I know you guys enjoy these videos most of the time, at least majority of you, by the amount of likes, but I don't get the equivalent amount of subscribes that I would love to see. It makes me know that I'm doing a good job, but let's move on towards technical analysis, and enough about that. On a 1 week perspective, what we get to see here is the moving averages are extremely bullish. ADX is showing a retraction, willing percent R is showing a massive retraction towards a reversal. Momentum is really stable and strong and positive. Now, the moving averages here are looking a little bit weird because the trading action zone is between 14.19 and 26.20. That is where reversals are likely. And if it does dip beyond there, it is very likely to see a reversal, but it's a massive drop. MACD is showing that it's testing a negative reversal. Now, on the 1 day perspective, what we get to see is that it's already ongoing, that negative reversal. On the ADX is showing a very strong negative trend. William percent R is highly oversold. Momentum has gone negative. And the moving averages are going bearish. Below 37.51, we've hit bearish. But the question is, and I'll show you in a second on the patterns, we are in a critical place here. Now, the trading action zone is very, very thin, between 44.56 and 42.93. If it doesn't pull above the 44 bucks, it is going to turn bearish in the next few days. Give it 3-4 days. Now, on a 2-hour perspective, things are looking a little bit better. It is in the negative trading action zone or the bearish trading action zone where bearish reversals are likely. Moving averages are bearish. The ADX is showing a potential of another positive trend. That's on a 2-hour perspective. The MACD is climbing up back and the momentum is climbing back up. That's only on a 2-hour perspective. Let's take a look on the moving average band, even though it really hasn't traded it for a while. 42.64 on the bottom, 47.38 in the middle, and 52.12 on the top. We do expect that it trades within it. I mean, it did attempt to trade within it, but right now it's breaking that apart. The stochastic fast and stochastic slow are both telling you to jump out. It's not time yet. You need it to stabilize. When I say stabilize, we're talking about something very similar to this here. You see that kind of curve up, that kind of curve up? Right now it's just dropping down. That's what it's telling you. It's telling you, be careful. There might be more to come. Now, patterns. I had a bit of comments about patterns, so here we go. Okay? 2 patterns are playing here. Okay? So the main one is the rectangle. So the rectangle here, if it does break the 58, it can go parabolic, but it really failed that around the 9th of December. Coincidentally, that was very close to where they were putting in terms of their proposed offering. Okay? So the proposed offering came on December 10th, and that really blew down the momentum. So right now what we're going on is it is a descending triangle. So that is a little bit dangerous for us, but we are at a very critical stage at this moment where basically it's break it or make it, in a sense. So this descending triangle right over here, usually what happens is if it breaks it, and the breaking point is around 38.47, it is going down hard. So just for some folks I know out there are not very familiar with how descending triangle looks like. It looks very much like this here. Okay? That is a descending triangle. Now, that is a very bearish sign. The next thing you're looking at is multiple bottoms. So along this line here, that is multiple bottoms. And what that tells you is, you can buy around this area here on this line, around 37.95, give or take, or around $40, very much short of $40. Is that line itself, that's multiple bottoms, and if it can have a strong chance of bouncing back on there. Coincidentally, the offering price is around $39, so I don't think it's going to drop beyond there. I know there's a lot to grasp, so I apologize, but I'm trying to be as useful as possible. So $39 is quite of a strong place to be, and there is multiple things happening, right? There was the box, so if it does rally up, it can break really hard, because that's a bullish sign. There's the descending triangle, which is a bearish sign, and if it does break the 39, we're doomed, at least for the short term. The next thing is the multiple bottoms. The multiple bottoms tells you, it's a high risk. You can come in around $40. It's around a reversal kind of trend where reversals are likely around this line. So you got almost everything. Rarely ever do you see that. But okay. So Ed, what do you think we should do? First, let's look at the Fibonacci retracement supports and resistances, and then the price lines. So significant supports are 36.13, 29.63, 23.14. Resistances 45.37 and 57.20. Now, quickly drawing through the price line, significant support sits at 39.87. Below there, we're looking at 38.56. Below there, $36, $32, 29.38. Significant resistances look at to be around 42.51, 45.44, 47.90, 50.03, 51, 52, 53.93. And what do you think is going to happen? I think there's going to be a little bit of retraction here, maybe a pullback. I'm definitely entering in around tomorrow, around a little bit, around $39. I'm going to go on with a small position because I already cashed out from NIO a bit ago. I think somewhere around this region. I'm going to go in for a bounce play. Now, my stop limit is going to be 38. I'll put it 37.90. And I'm going to hold it on and see if it actually holds. Now, the EV thing is a bit of a bubble. It's working on intrinsic value, and I understand that. And there is risk. But from 39 to almost $60, that is around 50% more. That's a massive run, that a risk I'm willing to take with a small position. Now, if you're investing long term, I think we will probably see a bounce. Except that we're actually a bit seeing heads and shoulder here, which is another bearish thing, but we are expecting a bounce because the EV bubble is to extend at least until January. I expect Biden pumps about green energy and people to go even crazier about EV, but in the long term, NIO is in the same boat as Tesla with their valuation, and that is scary Nonetheless, trading-wise, you can make a lot of money out of this. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like. You have a wonderful day.